So there I am, standing in my own damn driveway, hands in the air like I'm on some crime show, while two police officers are trying to figure out if I actually stole my own car. And the reason? Because my neighbor, who we're all just gonna call HOA Karen, had just screamed into a phone to 911 that I was stealing the brand new car she just bought, except the brand new car in question? Yeah, it's mine. Has been mine for years. Fully paid off, title in my name, VIN matching my insurance, the whole deal, and I swear, the way she was losing her mind, you'd think I'd hotwired the thing right out of her fantasy garage. She's pacing, pointing, shrieking, "Officers! That's my car! Arrest him now!" Meanwhile, I'm thinking, how in the world did I get here? And more importantly, how am I about to turn this entire thing around so she regrets ever stepping foot onto my property? But before I tell you exactly how I got my revenge on this power-tripping HOA nightmare, real quick, if you're into crazy neighbor stories, entitled people getting what's coming to them, and all the wild drama the internet has to offer, make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment with the worst neighbor you've ever had, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Okay, let's rewind. When I first moved into this neighborhood, I thought I'd found my little slice of suburban peace. It was one of those places with wide streets lined with maple trees, lawns so neatly trimmed you'd think the grass was in a military academy, and houses that all looked like they'd been cut from the same catalog, just different shades of beige, and of course, there was the HOA. Now, I've lived in places with HOAs before, and sure, they're a little annoying, but usually, they stick to sending out newsletters and organizing holiday decorations. This one was different. The very first piece of mail I got after closing on my house wasn't from the bank, or a utility company, or even a "Welcome to the Neighborhood" card. It was a glossy, trifold pamphlet from the Maple Creek Homeowners Association, full of rules so oddly specific they bordered on parody, stuff like, trash cans may only be visible for a maximum of 12 hours on collection day. All lawns must be maintained at a consistent shade of green, turf variances exceeding 10% will be subject to review. Driveways must remain free of oil stains, acceptable cleaning agents are listed on page 7. I remember thinking, who writes this stuff? And then I met her, Karen. Or as I quickly learned to think of her, the Queen of Maple Creek. Karen was the HOA president, treasurer, secretary, and self-appointed sheriff of neighborhood morality. If you've ever seen someone walking slowly down the street in a sun visor and oversized sunglasses, scribbling furiously on a clipboard, looking for trouble, that was her. She had that tight, perfectly symmetrical blonde bob haircut, the kind that says, "I'd like to speak to the manager of your soul." She never asked questions, she made statements that sounded like accusations. On my very first week here, she showed up at my door, smiled without actually smiling, and said, "Hi, I'm Karen. I'm the president of the HOA. Just letting you know, trash cans go to the curb after 6 a.m. We don't want to look sloppy. No, welcome to the neighborhood, no handshake, no cookies. Just rules. By week 2, I'd already gotten my first friendly reminder letter from the HOA, claiming there was a color inconsistency in my lawn. Mind you, this inconsistency was a patch of slightly lighter green where the sod hadn't fully taken root yet. Normal people would see it and think, oh, new grass. Karen saw it and thought, HOA violation. It didn't take me long to realize Karen's main hobby wasn't gardening or reading, it was policing other people's happiness. She had a way of looking at your house, your yard, even your car, like she was evaluating whether you were worthy of living there. Now, I've always taken care of my stuff. I drive a 2019 silver Lexus IS, nothing over the top, but sleek, well-maintained, and something I'm proud of. I keep it washed, waxed, and in great shape. And from the moment I moved in, I could tell she noticed. Whenever I'd pull into the neighborhood, I'd see her head turn. If I parked in the driveway, she'd slow her walk just enough to glance at the car, her lips pressing together like she was tasting something sour. I didn't think much of it at first. Maybe she was just curious. Maybe she was jealous. Or maybe And this is what I came to believe later: she decided that anything shiny, nice, or even mildly impressive in her neighborhood should belong to her, or be gone. It was a Saturday morning in early spring, cool breeze, sun out, birds chirping. Perfect day to open up the garage, roll the car out a bit, and give it a proper wash and wax. I had my coffee, music playing low, and I was just getting into that satisfying first swipe of the sponge across the hood when I noticed movement out of the corner of my HOA Karen. Standing on the sidewalk, arms crossed, watching me like I was detailing a stolen Lamborghini. Now, here's where it gets weird. 2 weeks earlier, she'd been bragging at an HOA meeting about how she was finally getting her dream car. Wouldn't say what it was, just that it was silver, sleek, and everyone will be jealous. So when she saw my car in full sunshine, gleaming like a commercial, I could practically see the wheels turning in her head. I just smiled, gave her a nod, and kept working. She didn't nod back. She just kept staring, until she suddenly spun around and marched off. Didn't think much of it. I should have. I'm drying the car, and my garage door is fully open. Out of nowhere, I hear screeching tires. Karen's SUV pulls up fast right in front of my driveway. She jumps out, phone already in hand, and starts screaming, "Put that down. Put the keys down right now." I freeze, completely confused. She's pointing at my car like it's a crime scene before I can even get a word out. She's on 911, yelling, "Yes, police? I just caught someone stealing my car. Yes, my brand new Lexus. He's in my driveway right now." I'm standing there, microfiber towel in hand, mouth hanging open. I try to speak. "Karen, this is my..." She cuts me off. "Don't talk to me, thief. The police are on their way." Now, I know better than to get in someone's face when they're on a call like that, especially when they're clearly unhinged. So I just step back, lean against the garage wall, and sip my coffee. 5 minutes later, 2 police cruisers pull up. Both officers look from me to Karen, then back to me. Karen immediately starts in, "That's him. That's my car. I just bought it yesterday, silver Lexus, see? He's trying to change the plates." The officer turns to me, "Sir, can we see your ID, registration, and proof of ownership?" I smile, because I have everything in my glove box. I hand over my driver's license, registration, and insurance card, all matching, all in order. The officer spends maybe 30 seconds looking them over before saying, flatly, "Ma'am, this vehicle is registered to him. Not you." Karen loses it. Starts saying I must have forged the paperwork, that I somehow got my hands on her car before she picked it up. And here's where I twist the knife, politely, of course. I walk over to the back of the car, open the trunk, and pull out my title. The one with my name, dated from 3 years ago. I hand it to the officer in case the registration wasn't enough. The officer hands it back, gives me this look like, "Sorry you have to live next to this." Then, and I swear this was the best part, he turns to Karen and says, "Ma'am, if you make another false report like this, you can be arrested." Karen's face goes scarlet. She mutters something about a misunderstanding and storms off to her SUV. But as she's backing up, she clips my mailbox with her bumper. That was a mistake, because I have a Ring camera. And the footage of her hitting my property? Yeah. That went straight to the HOA board and my insurance company. Result? She had to replace my mailbox and pay a fine to the HOA for reckless property damage. From her own little fiefdom, after that day, Karen avoided me completely. No more lawn comments, no more glares, no more HOA violations. I think she realized that not only would I stand my ground, but I'd also make sure every ridiculous move she made had consequences, and honestly, the whole thing taught me something. Sometimes you don't have to yell, you don't have to fight fire with fire, you just have to be prepared, keep receipts, and let the truth embarrass the people who try to take you down. These days, I still wash my car in my driveway, music on, coffee in hand. And every now and then, I catch Karen peeking through her blinds. Guess she's still jealous anyway. That's the story of how my HOA Karen tried to have me arrested for stealing my own car. and ended up replacing my mailbox instead. If you enjoyed that, hit like so YouTube knows to send you more of these, drop a comment about the wildest thing a neighbor's ever accused you of, and don't forget to subscribe, because I've got plenty more where this came from.